everyone. Good evening to you. We are back again, and today we're going to actually have Deepti back in this channel to share with us the latest diary details of whichever actually Sushant wrote. And yeah, let me just welcome her first. She's here. Hi, hi.
Hello, Bachant ji. How are you?
I'm fine. Hi, Deepti ji. Deepti ji, on your background, there's some sound. Is it
Is
raining?
there? Oh yeah, it's raining heavily outside.
Oh, okay.
Is
So I
it?
can hear it.
Is it too much of a disturbance?
No, it's okay because your
It's
voice
okay.
is loud and clear. Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome back to my channel. How are you, ma'am?
I'm doing great. Uh,
Okay, okay.
Lots of action. Lots
Yes,
of
yes.
action. Yeah, in the
Tell me.
past few days.
Okay.
Yes,
Um.
Bachchan ji, you are looking very pretty and lovely today. Of course, you
Oh, is
always
it?
do. Yeah, but today you are looking
Thank.
something special.
Is it? Maybe
Yes.
some. Oh, okay. Could be camera trick.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. I'm just trying to be humble. Thank you so much, Diptiji. You're looking pretty as ever. Okay, Diptiji, thank you for your effort. I really appreciate your effort. Actually, you're going up to the CBI office, attempting to give them Sushant diaries. Would you like to say something about that?
yes. See this recently. I think on 23rd of August, I flew down to Delhi to CBI office, because you see, Sushant has done this work for the public to know. And what is happening is that a lot of people have started making videos trolling me and calling these diaries fake and whatnot. I mean, if it had been some other YouTubers, it wouldn't have mattered much. But if the likes of doctors and advocates and forensic experts, if they start making videos trying to pull someone who is trying to bring the truth out to present a crucial evidence in Sushant's case,
Okay.
so that creates confusion in the minds of the common people, right? So I knew that it will not be easy to, submit these evidences to the CBI. But since people have been saying that it is very easy to walk into a CBI office and hand them over the evidences if you have any, uh, instead of reading it out on YouTube and all. So I thought, let people know. I will document the entire journey, because I had been to Mumbai as well, tried to meet Nupur Prasad twice there. I couldn't. So this time I
Okay.
went to CBI Delhi headquarters on 23rd, on 20th, I think.
Okay.
Yes, on 20th. Yeah. So that was a Friday. That was Friday. Okay. I went on 20th, and I was told that it's a holiday. Okay. So what happened here is that Muharram falls on 19th of August, but most of the states had shifted it to 20th of August. But in Delhi, it was shifted to 20th of August, and it was declared in the news on 20th itself. So I reached Delhi on 19th late night. 20th, I went to CBI office, Delhi headquarters, to meet Subodh Jaiswal, CBI Director Subodh Jaiswal. But I was told that it was a holiday. But then I met a very helpful SI over there from CISF, SI Amit Kumar. I submitted my application to him requesting for an appointment to validate the drives. I have shared the the letter on social media as well. And then, since it's pandemic time and we never know again when another lockdown is going to come or when third wave is going to come, so I thought, since I took the trouble of flying down to Delhi, let me stay put till Monday, a working day, so that
Okay.
I can get to talk to some officers. So I stayed back on Monday again, that is 23rd. On 23rd, I again went to CBI office. This time, the officers were there in the office, but I was some hiccups happened and everything, and I was asked, how can you be allowed to directly meet without an appointment and all. And I told that I came on Friday, and you people never answer the calls, the number that is given. So I flew down, I came on Friday asking for an appointment. I was told that if I come on Monday, I will be able to meet the officers as they will be working, it's a working day. But then the lady over there, the CBI staff who was at the reception lobby, she told me that no, you have to, you know, you will get a call. You will get a call from the CBI. Your letter has reached some officer name, she said, and you will get a call. Then I told her that, okay, since that was a holiday that I submitted my application, I want an acknowledgement of that. She said, no, we cannot give acknowledgement of a copy which was submitted on some other day. You have to resubmit the application. So I resubmitted the application again, and this time I got an acknowledgement as well, and a sealed confirmation that I had submitted an application requesting for validation of the drives that I'm sharing. And yeah, the staff was very friendly. She said that yeah, we are only guiding you in the right way. You will get a call soon. We'll make sure that your application is looked into very carefully, and you will get a call soon. And likely I got a call yesterday. I got call yesterday in the morning by some Anil Yadav, who said he's from CBI, some SP or DSP from CBI. So he took my details and he asked about the drives. I also conveyed him that just to set up a meeting, I can carry the drives with me only once. I cannot be carrying them with me all the time, 2 or 3 times that I'm going to the CBI office. So I told him, I made it clear to him that kindly let me know, set up a meeting when your IT team will be present. I will come with the drives. It will take hardly 1 hour or 2 hours to get the drives validated. So then we can, because every time if you call me 2 3 times to come with the drives, it will not be possible. There will be risk on my life. There will be risk of theft of the drives as well. So I made it clear to them, and this officer, Mr. Yadav, he was very cooperative, very helpful. He told that yes, he will convey the same to his seniors and he will get back to me.
Okay.
So that is what has happened so far.
Okay. Well, friends, you can see Deepti ji is making this effort to reach out to the officials. She actually putting up in fact in Twitter. So those people who are trolling out there, I hope by now you know that she's genuinely making an attempt here to expose Sushant diaries, and it is not fake. If it is fake, I don't think anybody will do whatever that Deepti ji is doing now. But for me, as I said in the beginning, Deepti ji, I really would want to appreciate and thank you for the effort you're putting in, because to be very frank, sometimes people may just feel, I'm putting so much effort and nobody is appreciating. They may just even back out. But you're not giving up. You're fighting for justice and you're putting in a lot of effort, which is not easy either. Thank you, Ji.
See, Bachchanji, I'm not doing this for anyone else. Neither am I doing it for appreciation or something. I'm doing it for myself because I have come across some things which I feel that the public should be aware of. This is what Sushant wanted to. If we go by what he has written in his drives, he also wanted to make the public aware of so many things that they are kept away from. So many truths that are buried. Okay, so. Yeah. I too believe in his ideology that unless and until the entire truth is there in front of the public, there cannot be any awakening. There is so much wrong that is going around. Okay, we were dependent on our systems and our governments, but where are we heading towards? Recently, Bachchanji, if you IPCC, that is Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, it has issued code red. It has issued code red for humanity. Okay. That means that whatever policies or whatever decisions were taken in the past, we have ended up ruining our planet. And the global warming is going at an alarming rate. So it has sounded a code red for that. So that's a different topic. But what I want to tell people is that since decades, the common man has been, though the common man is required at the time of voting, the common man is required to pay taxes. And it's the efforts and the money of the common man that is actually running the economies. The common man is kept away from many truths. Okay. So things are not going on right as they should be going. And if any change has to happen, there has to be a revolution. And a revolution can only happen if there is mass awakening among the people. And people can only awaken if they are aware of what the truth is actually. Because the mainstream media doesn't show us the facts. It only shows us the narratives which its funders want us to see.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right?
Correct. Yeah. True. True. Well said.
So that's why we have so many cases in India as well. Let us not talk about the world. Let us talk about India. We have so many cases which never get solved.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of things happening around the world, including what's happening in Afghanistan now. So let's hope and pray that, whatever is happening there gets settled down. Okay, Deepti ji, shall we go to the slides now?
Ah,
Are
yes,
you
sure.
ready?
Yes,
Okay,
sure. I
okay.
will just.
Okay,
Okay.
before I proceed to the slide, there's one question. I mean, not only VB have written this, but there's a lot of people I have been asking this question: why Sushant's family is not speaking? Why aren't they reaching out even for the Sushant diaries? But I think you have to understand the investigation is still going on. Uh, there are reason because they also have a lawyer representing them, so there are reason that they are not opening their mouth right now. So just let's respect the silence of the family. Yeah, can go on. Tell me.
Yes, see, irrespective of what the family is doing or what it is not doing, we cannot judge them because we don't know under what pressure or threat they are,
Yeah.
under what circumstances they are. Okay, so let us not keep gossiping about what their reasons are or if they are sold. Let us not run shows around them that they are talking to this person. There, see, like us, they might be misguided as well. Like us, they might be misguided. We don't know. So rather than breaking our head on something which we don't know and which we don't have control of, the only thing we can concentrate or focus on is what we have control over. Okay, and what we have control over is not stopping to raise voice till justice is served,
Yeah.
irrespective of the fact whether their family is voicing out or not, irrespective of the fact whether their family is coming out in the open. Not everyone can be a Rabia Khan.
Yeah, that's Tiger Woman. Yes, correct.
Yes. So, irrespective of what their family is doing, our duty, because Sushant is a public figure, okay, our duty, since we all know, everyone knows that he was murdered. Recently, a union leader, Rane, he too gave
Hmm.
a statement.
Yeah, he was been
He too
arrested
gave a
and
public, yes,
yes,
he too gave a public statement that Sushant was murdered and Disha was murdered. And it was because of political pressure that these cases were not being solved.
mm,
So if someone of the stature of, I think he's a member of Rajya Sabha, if someone of that stature gives such a statement and still the, I mean, it's not being acted upon, then I don't know what more to say rather than to say that the agencies or the authorities do not have the will to solve this case soon. But here the public has an important role to play. It should not stop voicing out, and the roar for justice should only grow louder and louder till the authorities or the agencies can ignore us no longer.
yeah, correct.
This should
But
not end up like all those other cases. We see, look, what happened to Sunanda Pushkar's case.
yeah,
Another movie will be made. No one killed Sunanda.
mm,
Okay,
mm,
so
mm,
it's unfortunate because no one was there to raise a voice for her. But since Sushant is such a loved figure, and it's because of the public pressure that the case has managed to stay alive till now. So, as a public, I am doing my duty. I came across some truths. I am bringing it in front of the public. Now it's the duty of the public to keep raising their voices till justice is served. It's high time CBI came out and gave the reason of the death at least,
yeah, correct.
right?
Yeah,
So if we stay quiet and if we say, oh, it's already been 1 year, till how long can we go on? Maybe this case will go nowhere. If we quit, then this fight is over.
yeah, correct.
Okay.
If we quit, they will close the case.
Yeah.
You
If
know?
we quit,
Yeah,
this fight is over.
yeah,
And Sushant,
correct,
trust me, I keep saying, to Sushant, Disha, Jia Khan, Sridevi, they have already left for a much better place. Justice for them doesn't mean justice for them. Justice
correct.
for them means justice for humanity.
True, true.
Okay. If such injustice can happen to such big names, where does a common man stand? Where do people like you and me stand if some injustice or crime were to happen with us? And God forbid, if some big politician's name or if someone's name who has some kind of influence is involved in that, then that means no one will listen to us. Is the law different for people with influence, and is the law different for common man?
Yeah, true.
This
Very
is
well
what
said.
we are voicing against.
Yeah, yes, correct. Actually, very well said. I mean, they are gone. This fight is actually not for them. This fight is actually for the living humanity.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
This fight is for the living humanity. This is fight is for us, for our future generations. It depends. See, if we quit now, or if we continue fighting, it depends on us what kind of a country our children are going to live in. Will they live in a fair and just country, or will they live in a country where crime and evil and justice, justice is overpowered by crime and evil, and it's in the hands of people with deep pockets. It's for us to decide,
yeah, correct.
right?
Yeah, true. Well, as for karma is actually hitting back now, and we have this SSR diaries with Deepti Ji. So Deepti Ji, just start. You can
Yes, I
actually
will just
start
start
reading.
reading.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. So, I will start reading now.
yeah.
Whatever I will read from now on will be Sushant's words. Okay.
Okay.
So, lots of people started getting in touch with me, offering me money in cash. This is not the transaction I could show the world. But the ones these people are masters at, the black money, this came to not just me, but some other people who were a part of my team too. And who was doing this? It was Ria who was doing this. And the impact took a huge toll on us. Luckily for me, I was alerted in the very beginning by some people whom I knew, and I stopped it back then. I did not know who was the one who was getting their hands on this money, but it did not take long to find out. A lot of people who were close to me or whom I felt fun to be with, I could laugh my day out and just keep laughing. Most of these people went away from me, no reason in particular. Why did they decide to go away? They just did. And then my staff too, suddenly a lot of changes happened. And all this was again done by Ria and Shovik. This was another change being done in my close circle so that new people I was trying to learn what could the agenda be. The agenda was simple. I got the hang of it. Soon the staff is new, means they will do mistakes. So the arrangements they wanted to make around me so that they can keep a watch on me. They could term it as mistakes. New staff means they will have to learn things all over again. And this means they will get to know the situation and circumstances around them better. And then, if they have to plant something or try and trap me into anything, these staff can actually help them out, and no one will ever be aware of what was happening. And when you are caught with it, you cannot just deny. With the entry of new staff, the plan was to ensure to keep close watch on my movements and what kind of diet I would generally prefer. This information is not rocket science, and anyone can get the info if they manage to get close to the people who are associated with me. And this can be one of the reasons why the staffs changed. Not just this, some of my very, very trusted people too left, and I am yet to speak out to them to find out what exactly happened and what went wrong from my side. Even vendors were in the continuous process of change, and these steps were taken to ensure that I completely lose contact with the set of people who can help me if something adverse happens. The next, what they did was they started to try and create differences between me and my family. This was a welcome step for me, too. Not the differences part of it, but the lies that I do not want to meet and I'm busy. I will call back later. One hospital incident I have explained in the past, but this was not the only one. Not just once, this happened more regularly, but for me, this actually was a blessing in disguise. Because if my family stays away from this and is unknown about what I am up to, they will be safe. And when they are safe and happy, I will be able to do this work 100 times more efficiently and ensure that results come out faster.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Okay.
The next, what they did was they started following my schedule. I was initially confused who was giving out info, but today, while I'm writing this, I'm sure who they are. My schedule was closely followed, and especially my sleep pattern, and most of the work they wanted to do, like fitting listening devices in my bedroom, fitting a bug in my phone, all these things were done during this time. And they always made sure that they kept their best face in front of me. These people are Ria, Neeraj, Shovik, Samuel, Sandeep, and some of my female managers too. I'm not sure who among them formed the team, but my eyes are on a couple, and in a day or two, I will find out who they are. And the one thing I would like to quote here is that they were thinking I was getting played into their hands, but this is not the truth. The truth is that every single step, once Ria's true face came in front of my eyes in the incidents I explained, I was getting played into their hands because I wanted to study the pattern they follow. This pattern was very important for me to know because I had to ensure that I know what was cooking in their minds, what they were when they were doing all this. My accounts too were being targeted, and here again Sandeep and Ria ensured that they had a total track of each and every transaction made. The only intention is to know what I am doing, why am I doing it, and when I am going to come out in the open. I was shocked to know these people, despite me spending for each and everything of their want and need, manipulated my accounts and took money out of it. For now, this is not the issue of concern for me because the thing that I want to wait and see is what use will this money be put into. So many transactions which I never made, which I was not aware of, happened. And when Nahar did the cross check, all of this was black and white in front of me. And I actually was confused why was all this happening to me. This did not just happen to me, but happened with everyone who was connected to me, faced the same issue. And this was done to ensure they keep an eye on our plans and the path we are to choose to get this done. Because that meeting where I said we had a fight, I think they were sure that I will strike for sure. And they were on their side of the thing. And trust me, the way these people operate, perfection is a much smaller word for it. I was aware, so I was enjoying the things they were doing, thinking I was not. But if you are not aware, these can be big shockers for you. The way these people operate, I have explained in the past. But the way they did it to me, this is how they did it to me by making sure that my close inner circle had their people, and these people were that set who were with me 24 into 7. Brand endorsements too came, but these endorsements too, some of them which they were sure I would never do, and some others were such wherein the terms were such that they were sure I will not do the prime intention. I will not do. The prime intention being to make you dry. And this was what they were planning to do to me and my team. But then one thing they forgot is that we are trained actors and know how to play our roles to perfection. I was just acting as if I knew nothing because that's the best thing I could do. Info was coming to me without me putting any effort around it. And the people thought they had their eyes on me. When I was sure what was around me, I too made sure I spoke something less else and did exactly the opposite. And this is how the cat and mouse game they were playing with me progressed. And the biggest thing they did to me, which actually could have helped them achieve what they wanted, was shame me in public. Blind articles, bullshit, and crap about me started suddenly coming out in the media. The media came out to such an extent that the people who were linked with it were equally shocked like me. But then the person who took me out of this, was none other than, I will not take the name here, was none other than Dash. He was the one who made me realize that if people are talking crap about you, it does not mean you are crap. It just means they have nothing else better that they could do. And this made me more stronger. But yes, the way this was planned and executed, I am lucky to have the right set of friends around me who helped me come out of it. Let me make one point clear here. I was never into depression because one thing these people are now trying to do is trying to feed me negative thoughts and make sure that the atmosphere around me most of the times is negative. And as Salman said earlier, and so did Suraj, they can actually make the depression theory float. Just once I start my thing and declare that I have lost total and declare that I have lost control of my mind. My thought process is not stable. This is not the case. My mind is very much in my control. And I am not depressed. Never was, never will be stressed. Yes, but when it becomes a little too much to handle, there is fudge. So is Amar Akbar Anthony. One round of exercise with them, or just that 30 minutes with them, you don't need anything else. Every man should actually have a pet because these pets make you their world. And when you spend time with them, the attention they give you will actually make you feel special. And any amount of stress that you have will just vanish off. And you can actually be more relaxed than you never were before. This was another way they tried to keep a check on me by spreading filth around my name in the media. But then the one call I made put a full stop to it, and that was it. There was a full stop or maybe comma for now. For what was happening in the media, it didn't stop totally, but to major extent, yes, it did. And the worst part of it, which was one of the worst decisions of my life, and when I go back now and think, I'm not sure how it all happened. The thing is that some people connected to me in the past are now being used against me. This was the worst thing they did, try and find out people who did not like me, with whom I had difference of opinion with whom I did not mingle much, and with whom I was maintaining distance. The best thing in an iPhone is if the same Apple ID is used in more than one device and nearby calling option that comes in the settings is used, you can actually track what the person is speaking. This was one another thing they tried to do with me as well, but then they dropped this plan off. I'm not sure why they did, but what they did not want to do got me some answers. And then the biggest thing of all of a sudden, the people around me, these names which I just took, started to be more and more caring. And the way they took each of my instruction or request, like it was the bottom line, and the world ends there, and the speed with which they were working, I was just trying hard not to laugh. I was just trying hard not to laugh out because these people thought I am the prey. But little did the hunter know who the prey actually was. These were a few things they did with me, and the one thing they tried and failed was they tried to even get physical with me. The basic thing which I have gotten to know is that it's how you get to the things that makes or breaks the issue at hand for you. These people follow a particular pattern wherein they will keep their eyes on you, have their ears on you, and get into your close circle. I have kept speaking on this, but I am repeating it over and over and over again because this is what you need to have it deeply rooted in you. That if something is going wrong, then the first place you need to search is your close circle, your inner ring, and especially those people who suddenly started getting more sweet towards you. This is the main way how they keep a watch on you, how they make sure that they will keep track of every single movement of yours. When sometimes you are confused as to what to do and what not to, what is the best thing that needs to be done in order to achieve what you want to, and you have nothing but confusion in your mind, the first thing we should do is to close our eyes and try to stop the entire thought process. This is one way that you can stabilize your mind because to take important decisions, a stable mind is most important. And it's very much needed to have that unbiased angle to look into things before you actually decide what step you need to take. This I am not writing without a reason. The reason I'm writing this is because one such mistake made by someone actually exposed him totally. The mistake was not that big, but the only thing big in that was the mind was disturbed. This man is none other than Aditya Thackeray, and the mistake he made was blurt out on something. I will make it a point to give individual attention to each of these issues, but as and when the things happen, it becomes my responsibility to actually pen it down. The thing is not that I will forget, but the most important aspect is that when you have people involved with you in anything, the best way to ensure all are on the same page is to put things on paper. Put it down then and there as it comes to your mind, because this is the best way anyone who is with you or someone who later joins you will exactly know how far have we come and how far we have to go. It is very important that we realize that when it is teamwork, each member on the team is equally important, and the only way to keep the team intact is to have everything out there where anyone can get back and check on anytime, and you don't need to answer a lot of questions around it. This has to be followed and is being followed. That's why I will make notes of everything that I have been going through. But yes, some people need special mention, and I will make sure I will do it when I am done with this work. Because these people are the people who are the troublemakers, who are responsible for most of the mess that is happening around, and who also promote, provoke, and support people who want to do wrong. Now, this context that I'm explaining here now is very important and teaches all of us a very important lesson too. And that's why I put it out in this way. When I was into something else and we were actively involved in it, some call comes from an unknown number. I didn't want to receive it, but then the call kept on coming, say, like I had 8 calls under 15 minutes. I was not sure what to do then. I decided whatever happens, we will take care of it later and received the call. The caller was Aditya. He was fully ferocious. He was like, I have heard you're working around Divya Bharti and Parveen Bhabhi deaths. What is it that you want to do? Why are you unnecessarily indulging yourself into things you shouldn't be doing? Don't you have any other better job to do? I was like, excuse me. He went on, you are too small a kid to get into all this. Stay away from these things. I am telling it for your own good. See, the people you want to take on are not good people. And also, I have gotten to hear that you are trying to establish connections to my family too. Who are you? What is it that you want? Why my family? See, one thing, everyone knows what has happened and is silent. Why do you want to get into this dirt? Are you not happy with your work? If you want more work, let me know. I will help you stay busy. Why are you into all this? I maintained my silence. That pissed him off totally. I'm going on, and you're silent. What have you thought about me? A barking dog? He asked. I was still silent. Then he told me blunt on my face. It's not just us. Everyone knows what had happened. And what is the reason it was done? Divya Bharti, when her incident happened, it was not even our generation. Then why are you so much interested into all of it? Back then, when they wanted to bury down the issue, everyone was paid. And one thing, let me tell you, you are not going to achieve anything out of it, and you will be left alone and helpless. It's not too late to walk out of it. Just to make sure that I add a little more to his frustration, I just said, what if I would be recording this call? To which he bluntly said, friend, I know what you do and what you don't. For now, you are not recording the call for sure. But one thing is there in this, even if you were, you are just an actor, a small actor, I would say. And I am the government of the state. Do I need to educate you what will happen if you take me on? Stay away from me. And yes, these tricks that I am recording the call and stuff, keep it to yourself. I have your total horoscope in my hands, and you don't know how bad we can trap you if you continue. I'm concerned for you, so I just wanted to talk it out. We are youngsters and we have an entire lifetime to live. Why spoil your head behind the people who are long forgotten? Still, there is time. Back off. And he hung up. My doubts around the things that were happening around me started getting more confirmed. And I was getting more sure on the people who, as I had stated, sorry, I will read this again, Bachchanji. I lost track. My doubts around the things that were happening around me started getting more confirmed. And I was getting more sure on the people who, as I had started the conversation, had started getting more and more sweet towards me, just to study my mannerisms and body language. This is why I said, if someone suddenly starts behaving too sweet with you, please take it with a pinch of salt. A 29-year-old boy And this kind of language and guts, my God, what do I say? All this is happening because this is what we all are seeing from a very young age. Crime pays. The meaning of this word, according to me, has changed. And it has changed because the intent to get to the truth is lacking in most of the cases. If we see around everywhere in any country, we Indians had the setups. But the only things we Indians lack is intent. We have the skill, we have everything in us. But the only thing that sometimes we don't is the will, or what we call as the intent. If we all stand together and raise our voice against what is wrong, the backbones of these people will be broken and they will never be able to stand up again. This is why this work that we are doing is very important to see the light of the day. And it's very, very important that the public knows everything that is happening. Because the only reason these things are happening is because what is actually happening and what is shown are two different things. What is happening is never shown, and what is shown is not what happened. If we take the crime chart, there have been so many crimes that have happened where there is no mention about it anywhere, any place. Now, for example, let's take the case of the hit and run of Salman Khan. Ravindra Patil, everyone has heard this name. But Dayashankar Singh, how many of you have heard this name? Who is this Dayashankar Singh? Where is he now? And what actually happened to him? Let's unwind this story. Huh. When I met a few people, I will get to it in detail when I write description on these people. But for now, let me put it this way. I met a few random people, and that's when I found out that one of the very first people who rose their voice against this incident, which Salman was involved, was Daya Shankar Singh. He, along with Ravindra Patil, were very active. But then what happened to Daya Shankar Singh? Exactly 4 months after all this had started, he was found dead on the railway tracks, and there was not a single word spoken about it anywhere. At least me, I tried to do so much research around it and check on old news. I couldn't find any because this matter was buried down. This is one incident I have spoken, but if you go back to the pages of history and open them, you will find a lot more of these incidents that have happened. And if I had to make notes of all of it, then I wouldn't finish if I used every inch of space available on earth. Because how deep these people are and how much dirty the current scenario is. But yes, the only hope that is alive is that people are not keeping quiet because they do not want to raise their voice. The only reason they are quiet now is that there is no way they can get this done because, as a matter of fact, the names involved in these are huge and are deeply connected and are very, very powerful. If someone who has zero knowledge of investigations can actually get to the CCTV footage, yes, if you are thinking about Jia Khan here, you are spot on. I'm talking about Jia Khan case. Only here. I will give you I will give a detailed account of it as and how I will get my hands a little more deeper into it. But as of now, if we go by what we have heard and seen, it's her mother Rabia ji who got her hands on the CCTV footage. The police were never interested in the case at all. I too tried to do something around it. I was bluntly asked, how much can you pay? It's a matter of great shame that in order to do something good without any benefit to you in terms of money, yes, the biggest benefit one would get here is a clean society. But for a moment, let's think of someone who wants to do good but does not have that big a purse. Will he go ahead? Will he go ahead? The answer, unfortunately, unless I want to console myself, otherwise, is no. This, for me, is one huge reason why the common man prefers to go into a shell despite being harassed and done wrong with. Because if he chooses to fight for himself, every door he would knock would be a pinch on his purse. And if his source of income is limited, then he would end up begging on streets to fend for his family. So, what worries the most here is that this kind of justice system, this kind of civil administration, and this corruption in the society is the biggest curse on our society. And these are the weeds that are actually putting brakes on any positive initiative anyone can plan that could actually do some good for our society. Because the bottom line in today's scenario is that in order to just get some files of your requirement, the minimum you would have to pay is anywhere around 8 to 10,000 rupees. And yes, do not be under the impression that I am just writing it down here. The people who can do these jobs for you do not have any shame. And actually, if I can put it this way, they have a menu card with them. This is what this will cost, this is what that will cost. You pay the money, you get your job done. Else, even if the person who is concerned on whom the crime has happened and who did the crime, if they die and are reborn and die again and are born again, the case would still be there going on. Nowhere. In most of the scenarios, this has happened, and it is happening even to date. And this is the sorry and sad state of affairs that we are currently into, and we need to put a full stop to it soon. I sometimes also think that it's the low amount of salaries the people who are in the lower level get, the peons, the constables. I'm talking of this sector. It's wrong, no doubt about it. But in a city like Mumbai, a salary of 20,000 and you are a family of four, what can you do out of it? These are the words of one honest constable. He says there are perks, but it is hardly enough. And when seniors and when seniors eat, it becomes mandatory that even you eat. If you don't eat, then you are looked down upon and made fun of. I'm sorry, let me make one thing clear here. I'm not trying to defame anyone, and the respect for the government servants is always there. But what I'm speaking is the fact, and not a single soul on the face of this earth can deny to this. There are good and honest people out there, but the people above them do not let them work in peace and honesty. This man openly told me, even if we want to do our duty honestly, the senior who is sitting on our head does not let us do it. And this is why most of the times we are left helpless. When I joined the force, I had the thought, I will do this for my country, I will do that for my country. But today, after all these years of service, all I am forced to think is that better than this, I would drive taxi on the streets of Mumbai. At least I could spend time with my family and be happy without all this tension. There is no guarantee what time your phone will ring and what situation or condition your seniors will leave you in. I seriously felt bad. But what can be done? It's the reality, and as I always say, reality is not always pleasant. Any case that has happened in our country, be it before independence, be it during the time we just got our independence, be it during the times we are trying to stand up, be it today after 70 plus years of independence. If we go and if we go back and see how far has our system grown, we will know for ourselves, no matter what anyone would say or try and justify, our growth on this front is almost zero. Maybe some points above zero. Everything else has changed. But the way in which the system operates, unfortunately, has not. And this has been there since eternity. And as I have said earlier, the parties in existence, now the parties that were there, the parties that were formed, or the parties that no longer exist, if you take everything as a mathematical problem and total, you will find everyone is equal. A ray of hope has come in the form of the current government, but all that we need to sit back and watch now is that whether this government will be able to perform in front of so much challenge and so much opposition. See the CAA, see the other things that are happening in the country today. You will see how stars too supported the people who were against the country. Even a layman knows that if all this gets recorded, then the real people who are a part of the country, only they will be left, not others. But there is a lot of things going on this front too. And I'm not quite sure on how to make this a matter of substance. Because when it comes to the question of vote bank politics, no one is a saint. At least for now, the satisfaction in my mind is that there is an effort being put, which we can see. But the agenda behind it is what innocents are feeling confused. What looks to the eye is that innocent people are into it. But no, these are no innocents. Most of the people involved here, for them, these protests are their 9 to 6 jobs. We all need to understand this. No, if you are thinking it's common man who is on street out there, then you are mistaken. Most of the people who become a part of such movements are paid. Let's, for example, take the Anna Hazare movement apart. Apart from Anna Hazare, most of them who were a part of the movement, where are they today? Go back and do some homework on this. You will find answers for yourself. And the one person who wanted to get this out in the public was put to rest, and the matter was easily covered up with a narrative that she drowned in the bathtub. Not just Sridevi ji, for that matter, Parveen Bhabhi ji also wanted to do some strong expose around the Tada. Gulshan Kumar wanted to expose the mafia. If I can put it out in the right way, out of 100 cases of people who have been silenced, only one has made it out in the news. This is how bad the situation is. The society today, and it is now or never. I am having stories and real life incidents to learn from. So I decided to write all this down because I feel if these people too did something similar, then the thing would be entirely different. I know I am on the radar and I might have to pay a heavy price. I am ready and prepared for it. But I have ensured with or without me, these people have filled their pots and the reverse timer has started. Now the only thing they will see is downfall and all their warriors fall down like a pack of cards. Epics and scriptures say that every time when truth waged a war against evil, some lives were sacrificed, and many people martyred for the cause. I am ready for this too, because it's not important how many years you have lived. It's important that how many lives you have added to the years you have lived. It's said that human life is got after a lot of accumulated good karma, and this is life that God has given me. I will ensure I will do full justice to it because He has given me a brain, a heart, and a tongue. A brain to think what is right, a heart to feel it, and a tongue to speak it out. I am just going to do only this. This is what everyone should do. And the current norm, where evil is overpowering the good, I will make sure I will put an effort to change it and make sure that I will make people realize that it's the good that stays forever and the crime actually pays. If not today, tomorrow, as I have kept speaking about it all, that is needed is one movement where mass awakening happens. And once this movement happens, these people will have nowhere to hide their faces. And this is the real victory. Strike, 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 and strike. Keep giving one blow after the other. Because the biggest challenge is these people are too strong to bow down for one or two blows. For that matter, even 100 blows. You take a break, they will find a way out. Once you start, you need to go on and on. If you stop, they will bounce back for sure. This is my biggest concern because I know it for a matter of fact that one break, one stop, and they will be back with a full swing. So, the things I have to do to ensure once I start this keeps going on is number one, organize a press conference. Number two, get to the media channels. Not sure if this will work out. Number three, organize a team and make sure I put this out in simple words in social media and the team will do the circulation. Number four, speak about it on open platforms and public gatherings. Number five, speak about it during any function if I am called once I start this. Number six, try and make sure that there is a medium set where people who have faced these issues in the past can connect. Number seven, create awareness videos on the same. Number eight, make small groups and start approaching people to help circulate the facts. Number nine, get in touch with homemakers, women. Make the best use of Yudhishthir's curse. Number 10, approach radio channels. Number 11, circulate the documents from house to house. Number 12, approach social cause organizations. Number 13, contact publications. Write all this in a book and get it printed and published and distributed for free. Number 14, take the help of newspapers. Not sure if this will work out either, but what's wrong in trying? Number 15, conduct cultural events and in those events spread word on this. Number 16, worker unions. Number 17, laborers and common people. Number 18, pamphlet distribution. I know it might end up being a tissue paper, but for me, out of 10 lakh pamphlets, even if 100 people read it, then it's a big success for me. Number 19. Use my popularity to promote and speak about this. Hope I have some. Number 20. Advertise on taxis and public transport. This I am not sure how it will work out, but yes, I will give it a try. Number 21. Appoint someone and use a speaker on an open jeep and make that person read out whatever is written while the jeep goes round. Safety has to be taken care, of course. For now, this is my 21-point agenda on how I am going to come out. I will add on more points to this as and how my work progresses. So, Bachchanji, I would like to take a break here if you would like to say something or.
No, that's quite a bit of an exposure.
No,
You
no, the
know,
actual exposure comes now. The actual exposure comes now. I started it because I wanted people to, read what he has written in the frame of mind that he has written it.
okay, okay.
Okay, so
I
because, yeah, please tell me.
No, I do have a few questions. Even I think some of them posted. The part that he said that he was aware that what Ria was doing and his room housemates have been changed, and he knew they have been changed, which he wasn't in favor of. But why didn't he actually allow Ria to change the housemate when he actually knew what was happening? So that's a doubt that's actually running in my head. The
No,
other one he did.
he realized it later. If see, I am reading, I am decoding the drives, but I'm not decoding them in chronological order. Okay, because what Sushant has done here is that he has numbered the drives 1 to 8,
Mhm.
1 to 7, but those numbers are not in order. Okay,
Okay.
till I actually decode and open and download the drive, I can't know. No one can know what is the content inside. And just because it is numbered 3 or 4, it doesn't mean that it actually comes in that sequence. So he has totally jumbled it up. So it's for us also the team that we are decoding this because he has strong encryption and all those. So for us also it is very difficult to follow a what orderly manner or a chronological order as he has written it. In one of the slides, he has clearly mentioned that he started working on these slides in 2018. Okay,
Okay.
so
Okay.
it's his journey of 2 years, and he was planning to come out and give a press conference in August 2021. That is this month itself.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, in one of the slides, it's clearly written. Okay,
Mm.
so unfortunately, he has been snatched away before that. But
Yeah.
yes, any other doubt? Because
Okay. The other part that he mentioned that Sandeep was one of them also telling him that his financial transaction is actually being kept track of and all that. But Sandeep actually mentioned that they have not spoke to each other for a year. So that clearly shows that Sandeep wasn't telling the truth, as per Sushant's diary. The other part is there was one question he was asking that the diary that's being read, did Sushant date it? I mean, you're the person actually reading it. Was there any date indicated?
see, digital, anything which is digital has a timestamp on it.
Okay. All
We
right.
can find out. We can find out. So right now I am running short of server space. That's why I'm not going into too much details. If the CBI wants to know, it can find out.
Mm-hmm.
Each slide, not only each drive, but each slide, when was it written? They can find out the time. So that is the advantage of digital evidences. You can find out the time, you can find out the path it has covered, the route and everything,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Right.
if the CBI wants it, it can definitely find out when exactly which slide was written on which date. But as till now, whatever I have read, he says that he started working on the slides from 2018 onwards. So it's his 2 years of work that he has
Yeah.
mentioned in here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's not a single software. It's not a single software that he has used. It's an interface which he has designed himself for his team so
Mm-hmm.
that he has a central control. Okay. And he has, designed this interface in such a way there are 2, 3 softwares attached to it, some word processors, MS DOS, and it's a compilation of softwares that he has done to write this thing, and he has encrypted it, making doubly sure that no one can make changes into them. Okay, so that's why there are a lot of spelling mistakes in here, because he can't go back. Even if he wants to edit, he can't go back and edit. That's how he has designed it.
Okay.
Okay.
And the part that AT calling him and it's basically is actually sounded. I mean, it's more of a threat, but that didn't actually stop Sushant. So that clearly shows how brave this boy is. Sushant Singh Rajput.
So that was not the only time that he got a threat. He was beaten by Salman Khan and others at the Kwan. I think I read it in one of your shows, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, when he just wanted to see what that was the time when he actually came to know about the true colors of Ria.
Okay.
So people asking questions like, why did he entertain Ria? It's not like just by looking at Ria he came to know that she is playing double games. Ria was a part of his team, and after some time, I don't know if I read that slide on your show or not, but it was after he came to know about Sridevi ji, how her own husband and how her own people around her made her isolated, didn't give her access to the outside world, and kept her totally hidden. That was when he realized that the same thing was happening to him. That was when he started checking on the people around him, on Ria Chakravarti, and he also tested them individually. He gave separate informations to different people to see from whom the information is leaking. So that's how, after a lot of time, he realized that these people are not true. They are the ones who are passing the informations. That was when he realized. But by then he had, a lot of water had flown. And he had also written on that slide that now I don't want to change them, because if I change them now, new people will come in. So let them think that I am being played into. I will also act as if I am being played into, but I have to be more careful. That is what he has clearly written in one of the slides.
Okay.
Fine.
Yeah. Carry on. So, yeah.
Any other doubt, Bachchan?
No. Please go ahead and read the next slide. I'll be having Mitra in after you finish the slides. Yeah. Carry on.
Sure. Yeah. So now, what I'm going to write is something which will shake everyone from their seats, and also give a shock to most of the people, and the basic belief that this is a sporting event will vanish out of people's mind. IPL, the Indian Premier League. How it started and the initial days, and what were the factors that led to the start of it. And a lot of things which common people do not know. And this is backed with evidences. And for this, once you are done completely reading this, I will give out the list of names you can go and meet to ensure you have it ready with you when you strike. And yes, remember, some of the names here are very common too. So you would not need to think much about what the real scene behind this could be. You will understand for yourself, but this was yet another way to make a fool out of public. Is Mitraji joining us, Bachchanji? I think she came and finished. I think you are on mute. I'm not able to hear you.
So sorry. After, yeah, she's joining him. Just at her in. Yes, Mitraji.
Namaste. Good evening, Deepti ji and Bachchanji.
Good evening, Mitraji. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you all?
I'm good too.
Fine.
And thank you so much, Mitraji. You're also doing a great job trying to, read. You and Vijay sir, they are actually making the contents reach to many people out there. You, Bachchan ji, Meena ji, the woman power here is, it's too good. You are contributing a lot to this movement for justice. What actually Sushant wanted, you are helping it reach to the people. Kindly keep up this work.
Sure, sure,
Kindly
Deepti
keep
ji.
up this
First of
work.
all, I would like to thank you, Bachanji, and even Sushant. Because of that positivity, I can able to do this work, and I can able to take the to the next level. So I have to thank you first, and Bachanji, for doing this work. And just giving me this opportunity. And also, I just came here to just to say you are doing a fantastic job and great job, because you are showing us how to take to the next level. And even Sushant has written in his diary how to take, see, each and every work, it has to be taken in a proper channel, and in a proper way. So you are showing us like how to take any work, especially this kind of sensitive work. How should it reach the people, and how should we take, and how should it should go to the government and open the common man, wake up the common man. So you are doing a fabulous job. Please keep doing it. More power from me, to both of you, and even Meena ma'am. So you are rocking, and thank you so much. You are an example, and you're making a trend setting to how a lady should be. We should not, we should raise our voice.
A lesson. I learned a big lesson when, yeah, I learned a lesson when I was fighting Srideviji's case. I went using my contacts, okay, with the authorities and the agencies. But what is the standing of the case today? No one knows about it because media refuses to cover it. Okay, so I didn't want the same thing to happen in case of Sushant. That's why every step, Bachchanji, on your show only, I told you that I will document everything. I will take a selfie in front of the office. I will post it. So that's what I'm doing. In Sushant's case, I'm
Yes.
documenting everything so that tomorrow no one will come and say that no, she's lying. She didn't go to the CBI office and all that. Because I have faced this with Srideviji's case. And let me tell you here that Srideviji's case is in a much, much better position than what Sushant's case is in now. So let people know it from their own. I won't talk about it till the news comes out about it. Okay?
Okay, thank you. And I have no doubts about anything in the diary while reading. But one viewer, she asked me a question. So when I was reading, Sushant was mentioning about like when you are the team, whoever taking to the next level, if they have any problems, they are struck. My team will come and help you. So this is what, like, she had the doubt, but I have no doubt. I've answered to her also. If you have any answers from your side, it would
What
be
is the
nice to
question
share.
exactly? What is the question exactly?
The question is like when I was reading Sushant diary, Sushant was like mentioning when people who are taking this diary to the next level, to the next level, I mean, my work, uh, uh, that time, if those people are struck, I mean, I think I have
Yes, yes, you're
understood in
right.
that way.
No, no,
Ah, so
understood. Yeah.
yeah, when you are struck, my team will come and help you. What it does
Mhm.
mean? What is the meaning of that, Deepti ji?
That means that if someone else apart from his team has laid his hands on his drives and they are able to decode it and read it, and if the intentions of the person who has laid the hands is right, and if we show by our actions that we have the right intentions about it, then his team which he has left has backup, which it will come and contact this person if the person shows right intent, the person who is reading it. In this case, it's me.
Yeah, thank you.
Right.
So that was
So,
the same answer I gave to them, but thank you so much.
yes. And if they want to ask, they have contacted me or not. Yes, one or two people from the team have contacted me. I don't want to take their names, but we have had differences because they were waiting for this matter to die down
Mm.
before they can strike. And
Mm.
I told that I don't want this matter to die down. You're waiting for this matter to die down. I don't want to allow this matter to die down. So please continue on your work. Let me continue on my part.
Exactly.
So as of now, yeah, this is what has
So,
happened.
so thank you so much for that, brilliant answer. Thanks a lot,
Yeah,
Deepti ji.
sure. Thank you.
Mitra, actually, are you okay to wait because you're going to read the next slide?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely,
Okay.
I will.
Okay. Carry on, Deepti.
Okay. So, all right. So the initial days, I was talking about IPL, the initial days. When Jagmohan Dalmia was the president of BCCI, the head of SL Group, Z Entertainment Network, lost a 5-year contract to ESPN Star Network, despite being the highest bidder back then. In the year 2004, this happened during August 2004. And then Subhash Chandra was furious as this was not the first time it was happening to him. When Subhash wanted the rights to host the ICC 2000 World Cup, the Z team had their share of rotten luck here again. Because despite being the highest bidder yet again, the contract for the ICC event went to News Corp, GCC. And the reason that was told to the SL group was no experience in sports marketing. And the classic example of how the monkey took the cake comes in yet another incident in 2005, where yet again for another time Z was the front runner. But this time during the clash between Z and Star Network, Doordarshan became the black horse and stole the show. Then something which should not have happened happened. The infamous 2007 World Cup, where everyone knows how India was humbled out, and this actually created panic in the business modules, and not many wanted to show much interest in broadcasting. And this moment, the man, a genius in his own thinking capacity, as the people who are close to him describe him to be, did two things here. And this is how he started something which turned and backfired on him later on. But due to this, a big thing shaped up, which would help in everything from money laundering to drugs function smoothly. Now, there is another interesting angle to this here, that the ICL itself was a trial run to see if this was possible. And some people say it was a roaring success. But then there was another incident of clash of interest, and maybe the classic Sharad Pawar double game, which led to the formation of the famous IPL. Let me now unfold it as in how the things happened. ICL started in 2007 after a lot of planning, because Subhash had the things streamlined in his mind but was waiting for the right opportunity. And here, when the 2007 World Cup disastrous exit happened, the BCCI too wanted to make some changes in its structure. That's when Subhash played his wise game, and this game was probably the best a businessman could play. But the person he chose for it was maybe wrong, because he chose someone who could easily switch no matter whatever you have done for him. If you have been the best of his friends too, he can just strike without giving you the hint of a warning. When the 2008 BCCI president elections were declared, the SL group supported Sharad Pawar to become the president of BCCI. And this was Subhash's first step towards making sure that his dreams of getting to broadcast cricket events could happen, because everyone knew that cricket was a hot cake because of the income it carries along with it. Sharad Pawar won the elections and the ICL started to gain popularity, but not the popularity that was expected. The one thing ICL managed to do was to get the attention of Mukesh Ambani and N. Srinivasan, and everything started here. N. Srinivasan wanted to become partners with the Z Group for the event, and so was Reliance. But Subhash was not ready for this, and then started the fight. There was no such plan of an annual sporting event to take shape from the side of the BCCI. But this man, Mukesh Ambani, played the trick, and that's how everything started. The Reliance Group started planning another event because they too wanted to have something that can help in the money rotation. Now, before I continue any further, I have a small exercise for you, which according to me will stand as the biggest proof when I come out with my exposures. 1. Lalit Modi Mukesh Ambani connection. 2. Who is Praful Patel? What is his connection with the Ambani family? 3. The king of good times and what led to his downfall? 4. Sharad Pawar and his angle to all this. Now, here let me make one thing very clear. The fourth one might confuse you what you get to read, but the first three will actually open your eyes as to what this IPL is all about. The only reason I started to dig around this event was when I heard the story of no experience in cricket marketing being the reason to not let Z broadcast cricketing events. Let me make one point clear here. I am not in favor of anyone, but one thing the stock question of our agencies when it comes to such issues are the two stupid questions they ask. I have the answers printed in my mind, but for reason, if I am not able to finish what I have started, then someone should be able to. Question number 1. What is the source of it and what made you take this up? The source of it is the fact that have unfolded during the due course of time. And what made me take this up is just one question which I failed to get an answer. The question is as follows. When a channel which was a giant in telecasting was not given the broadcasting rights, how come people like N. Srinivasan, Shilpa Shetty, Shah Rukh Khan, Preeti Zinta, Mukesh Ambani, Vijay Mallya, and the others get to be owners of cricket teams for an annual BCCI event? Question number two. What are you going to achieve from it? How does it benefit you? My answer to this question would be as follows. When ICL was banned by the BCCI, why is this event still not banned? After having such a huge expose of match fixing and spot fixing scandal, why is the parent body still allowed to operate? Being a tax-paying citizen of this country, I have all the rights to know, and this is my interest and benefit out of this because I too am a public figure and I deserve to know what exactly is happening. Now that I have answered why I wanted to take this up, let me go ahead and start the next chapter. But before I start the next chapter, some questions that came to my mind and some questions that people around me rose are very important to me to be put out so that the same thought process transfers on to the person who is reading this. And then we all can be on the same page and execute all the connections that these events had to carry. The 2018 Mumbai attacks happened from 26th to 29th of November 2008. And the one event that happened before this, which could easily be the camouflage that was very much needed for the people who came from that side without raising any such suspicion, was that ICL 2008 had the entry of a team, Lahore Badshahs. I do not have any idea why this angle was not investigated. But if you sit back and see, now the events of ICL happened between October 10th to November 16th, and the Mumbai Taj attacks happened on 26th of November. Taj, Badshah, does this sound something like a pre-planned game or am I thinking too much? But if I give some additional workload to my brain, why is it not possible that along with the sporting staff and also using this as a reason to come and support the team from Pakistan, the terrorists came to India without raising much of a suspicion? Most of them, those who got into the limelight after the incident, if inner reports are to be believed, had VIP passes of the ICL. Now, this cannot be verified because it's a long lost story, and now this can be brushed aside as a publicity stunt. But when the thing is as clear as this, and the introduction of a Pakistani team for an event which is no ways connected to international cricket, though a lot of cricketers from other nations did participate, why were two new teams added, one from Bangladesh, one from Pakistan? Now, if they say these were Asian nations, then what about Sri Lanka? Why was not a team from Sri Lanka too added? These questions I know may sound stupid, but if you actually work around them, you will find out that the questions I'm asking can actually make sense. Anyways, now we cannot do much about it, but I will not start the second chapter of this IPL. But I will now start the second chapter of this IPL, wherein I will expose a lot more things and a lot more names and all the incidents and my learnings I have got in my hands or gotten to hear around them. Number two, the kickstart. When Subhash was hellbent that he wants only his monopoly in the event and will not entertain anyone else, the viper of Indian business struck as always. The trend of the man being the silent assassin, first give out things at a rate which no ways can be true, and then loot double profits around it. And this man was one of the main reasons why IPL started, and a lot of milestones events followed. First thing that should be noted here is Praful Patel and Lalit Modi. When the meeting was set in the BCCI, the only condition that was put was that this event should function as per the interests of the business owners, and the BCCI only will take the money, the name, and the fame around it. Hence, as per the insistence of the teams, Lalit Modi was chosen to be the chairman or commissioner of the IPL. Lalit Modi was that power broker who danced to the tunes of the Ambanis, and Praful Patel was the aviation minister then. So, if the connections can be made here, go ahead and do it. And the IPL, if believed, is one of the main reasons for the pressure to build on Vijay Mallya. If the entire audit is made on how the huge amounts of money that is invested on each player was to make out to the news, and if the real matter is out, the one thing everyone would understand is all this is just show. No amount is actually paid upfront, and there are perks in the payments. If you are in the playing 11, this is what you get. If you are there for the whole tournament, this is what you get. If you leave the tournament halfway, this is what you get. Likewise, and if you do not want to believe what I am saying, the stand in example for this is the ICL. When it became totally toothless, the players got back hard, saying that they were not paid their salaries. Though ICL and IPL has no connection whatsoever, the bidding angle was new. But the pattern of the teams and the way the tournament was conducted, everything is a photocopy of the ICL. And if you do some legwork around what I have just spoken, you will get the answers exactly to how I have asked my questions. All this never comes out. It comes out as how these people want to let it out. And in my language, this is not right. The fall of Vijay Mallya started with a tiff during one of the events. The first match of the IPL, the very first one, the entire money went to Dubai. And the man wanted his tours to have the first laugh. That's how Kolkata won the first match. There were inputs on this too, but those were neglected. And the thing is that now, if we come out and speak about this, no one would really be interested. Whatever bids are placed in the bidding, more than 200% of it is covered during the endorsements, the gear and kit sponsors, and also the advertisements these teams endorse. And the settlement is made on the day of the final. Not a single team owner has put a single penny out of his pocket as loss. These people, whatever loss they have shown, it has helped them in their tax returns too. Just like why Aditya Birla is running Idea and Ambani's were running Reliance Telecom. Now, taking a break from the IPL just for a short while, let's speak about the telecom scam, which took place at around the same time, and some sponsors too, which made it on the shirts of these IPL playing teams. But before that, the most important angle, the rise of Reliance Telecom and the way they started their operations. And then, when the CBI was closing in on them, how Geo came into existence. And all the losses, the so-called losses, were covered because Geo purchased only certain amount of bandwidth, but rest of its operations ran on the Reliance Telecom towers only. One of the names that came out as one of the key conspirators of the 2G scam was Surendra Pipara. There were a lot of other names, but the reason I have picked this name is because this is one name that played a huge role in the scam. And is also the bridge that got P. Chidambaran into the picture. Confused? Let me explain. When the supplementary charge sheet was filed, two names came up, Karti Chidambaran and P. Chidambaran. And not just this, there was one more name of my favorite, sarcastic, Dr. Subramanian Swamy, who opened his Pandora box and gave out his statements too, stating that Aircel and Karti had close links and some deals happened between them. Now the chain of events and how you too can make out how beautifully this was scripted. And then I will also give out the amounts of money paid for such big a issue to be put to rest and every name that was on the list to be acquitted. Disha is the reason we could lay our hands on all this, and I salute that girl for the way she did these things silently and got the desired results as instantly as possible. And she is one woman who always stands by the side of truth, no matter what, and is strong enough to just ignore the threats or criticism she was facing and is continuously facing. I feel proud that she is standing strong and gathering all the necessary information to get this work completed. Now, before I start this angle, the only thing that I want to request you once again is that the next few slides are very important. Please carefully read them out before you decide on anything. Otherwise, because here the only thing that you will face trouble is if you just get complacent and may do the mistake I made. See, when I got these names out for the first time, and when Disha came out with her analysis, I threw all caution to wind and started to act. But that backfired, and I had to start all over again. And when I came a little deeper later, I realized that everything and everyone is interconnected. Now, when I'm writing this, I know a lot of things in and out. But if someone is reading this for the very first time, it's quite human for them to do what I did. But as a warning signal and a request here, I throw it out on you. please finish reading everything. That is, follow, and then take a stand. I won't repeat myself over and over again because certain issues concerned with this chapter are such that there is too much to write, and there is no much space in this to cover the things in one frame. And the only reason I chose this way is because I am confident on the patterns and the encryptions I have used, and also the medium where I am getting this documented, and sure that if someone gets to read this, he will only be able to read. He won't be able to add a comma or a full stop to what is written. And if at any instance you find any slide wherein the number exceeds one frame view of content, then that would mean that the slide is altered. The only request I would make for you to understand what I mean if you don't get the context of it is that please check on two things with each slide number. One is that take a screenshot shot of it and check if the entire content is on one frame. If not, then the slide has been altered. The matter which is in one frame is my work, and any addition made to it, then that means these slides are in the hands of the devil, the person whom I described earlier. I am confident on this because sometimes when I too make some small typo errors, I want to go back, try and edit. I myself am not able to do it. And because two, three trusted people of mine are working on this as well, when I read and see some mistakes, I am not able to correct them. Here, when I have taken this topic up, let me go up and add that it's only human to make errors. But the subject and the message it has to share is very important. The only reason I chose English to be the medium in which I am going to express myself is because if someone knows how to open this and get to these things, then he for sure should be knowing basic English. On the conclusive part of it, because I have consumed most of the space here and there is no much space to start the topic at hand, I would like to say that this work is an effort where every person who wanted to stand for justice and wanted to raise out his voice and for some reason or other couldn't document his work, or maybe they might have taken their precautions, but the work has got destroyed. I put an effort to get all these documented in a way this cannot be altered or destroyed. But the only humble request I got to make is that if there is content that exceed one frame, then the content is altered. And the content that suits to one frame is only the content I have written or my team has made additions to. Please keep this in mind, and this is how it is in each of the slide or page throughout my whole work. I know I'm writing this a little late, but the only reason I'm writing this now is that from the moment onwards, you will get to read information that is going to sweat a lot of eyebrows. And I do not want anyone to play foul with the work. Getting back to the chain of events now. Radhya tapes controversy comes out through Barka Dutt and Veer Sanghvi being the prime names, and some other journalists were involved. This exercise too, Vaishnavi Communications, Neera Radhya links coming out. 6th of June 2011. C. Sivasankaran, the former chief of Aircel, complains about not receiving a license, and Dayanidhi Maran, the then telecom minister, forced him to sell Aircel to Maxis Networks through Astro network of Sun TV network. Within brackets, Deccan Charges became Sunrisers Hyderabad. This comes after Swami petition to cancel licenses around January of 2011. When CBI starts to take action on the Sivasankaran complaint, all the accused and the people behind bars slowly start getting bail and are out. Then the things unfold in such a cinematic way that first Swami requests for license cancellation, then around the bail thing that was happening, CBI summons P. Chidambaran as a witness and two other witnesses whom I have heard were in top positions, not sure what, 8th of December. Siddharth Behura bail plea rejected on the grounds of him being the perpetrator of Raja's illegal activities. While all this time, Raja keeps telling he met P. Chidambaran on numerous occasions. Did not make news back then, came out sometime later, and his release would not claim benefit of parity with the 10 others released. Why was this person made the target? Other co-accused were released. and the parity clause was applied. Here sounds strange, but it is true. This Siddharth thing happened around 16th of December. Every company involved is fined with some or the other, but Reliance walks out. Biggest question when compared to involvement and the judgment, there was some kind of bias for sure. The court and the government drag and take time to reach to a conclusion. There was a lot of focus during this time, but that was an eyewash. But the milestone event during this time is that the Supreme Court accepts the review petition from Government of India and not the 10 others who had filed along with the Government of India. This is on 2nd of March for the order given on 2nd of February. And the decision to cancel all other petitions along with this was given on 4th of April. Lot of events happens, not one explained logically, neither by the court, neither by the people around it. A lot of bail violations too happen, but no one seems to be interested really in what is happening around it. Law and order turns out to become a joke. When I go back and try to analyze what happened, this is the first thought that struck me, and this is what I conclude. I might be wrong here, but my gut says everyone was involved, and the entire thing was carefully destroyed altogether. And the matter then, on the final day, when the judgment was due, 21st December 2017, everyone who was a part of this was acquitted, and the court rules out judgment saying that there is no proper evidence. And the charge sheet too was well choreographed. What does a common man has to conclude? For a loan non-payment of 3 to 4 lakhs, he gets imprisoned and has to serve the full term. But here, for a scam worth crores, the matter ends in this way. CBI and ED have now filed fresh charge sheets, but I can give it in writing that all these angles which we common people could relate will never be investigated. When I come out with this expose, I will come out with some solid, tough questions where the lack of answers will at least prove to the public that the birds of the same feather flock together. This is a small detail on the 2G scam and how it was brushed aside. And the reason I took it here in the first place was when the IPL was happening, a lot of money was needed to settle this issue. And the IPLs that happened during this time was the purse for these people to put most of the matters to rest. This is one dirty chapter of Indian history, and everyone played around it to ensure that the dirt out of this did not fall out on their faces. And the IPL played a major role in this. And now, when you go back and connect both the incidents, you will for sure at least get the impression that we are fools, that we only believed what we were shown and forgot to analyze around it. This has been the trend since the very beginning. Just before agencies are to take action, the accused gets bail and the case is written off. Why does this happen? And what makes these people go on like this? And the answers to this is the united way they function. They divide, they create, and whatever name they give to it. When the sun sets and the bottles open, all of them sit on the same table and laugh it out and prepare the drama that has to be played the next day. And this is how the system functions. Seen it with my own eyes and can vouch on it too. But what I have seen, I have to show it to the world. But the atmosphere where these meetings happen, unless they know it, even a leaf cannot move. This is how secure the places are. But what I will do is I will keep all of this out on open platform, then just keep quiet. Anyways, what I am going to do, I will explain it in the very end. For now, let's move on. Just one question I ask myself here is that these people so beautifully orchestrate everything, and we become the people who take the hit and face the music. Take the 2G scandal and see, nothing but crap was the outcome. And now the fresh appeal filed. God alone knows how they will reach a logical conclusion when all that has happened has vanished. And there is no way those evidences and proofs around the things that have happened at that time would be available today. I just don't understand why this happens always. But what can we do? Till I got to learn all this, I too was like the frog in the well, but not now. When I have gotten to know about things, the main thing that I need to do is first document this as and how the instances have come to me. And second is make it public.
மித்ரா
ஹலோ பச்சன்ஜி,
காண போயிட்டாங்க. அதான் திடீர்னு போயிட்டாங்க.
புரியுது
சடன்லி
பேசாங்க.
போயிட்டாங்க. ஆமா, ஆமா.
ஓகே.
No, no. Hope she comes
பச்சன்ஜி,
back.
ஒரு 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 வியூவர் வந்து உங்களோட வியூவர் கேட்டிருந்தாங்க. இந்த மாதிரி வந்து சுஷாந்தோட டைரியில டைமிங் அண்ட் டேட் போட்டிருக்காரா அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு
ஏய்,
கவனிச்சிங்களா? மேம் கிட்ட கேளுங்களேன்.
நான் கேட்டேன் முதல்ல. அப்புறமா பேசுவோம்
ஓகே
மறுபடியும்.
ஓகே ஓகே
Okay.
ஷூர்.
Go on, Deepti ji.
Yeah, just one more slide is left. I will for the day. I will finish it. Okay, and then we can discuss if anything is there. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. But not now. When I've gotten to know about things, the main thing that I need to do is first document this as and how the instances have come to me. And second is make it public. Public. Make sure that everyone gets to learn about this and then see what is the real public interest around it. For now, I need to continue with my work and ensure that I get the things done how they are meant to be, and then sit back and prepare the final report and make sure how I put it out in the public so that the people get to see the truth. But the warriors who have got them out remain safe till the final battle starts. A lot of people have given a lot of sacrifices, and I want to ensure that these sacrifices do not go waste. Getting back to where I stopped before I started the 2G scandal. When Lalit Modi was in charge, his only job was to report how much collections could be made and what would be the share around it. Now, the collections here, what I mean by this was including the ticket collections, and there was one share for both the team owners and the BCCI and the people in administration. A lot of money has been laundered during the IPL, and the main business that works around this is the business of betting. And how this works, the logic is very simple. The person who is representing the company owner sets the deal up with the coach and the support staff, and everyone executes it to perfection. The deals happen in such a way that even ball to ball deals are made. All these are small incidents when compared to the bigger scenarios that follow. Some things that happen under the garb of the IPL is international drug deals, finance arrangements for the syndicate, tax evasions, conversion of black money to white, drugs, prostitution. Prostitution angle here involves the cheerleaders too. I have not spoken to them personally, but some people who have just have one opinion. The cheerleaders are got only to handle this side of the innings they have to play. Business prepositions, commission businesses. Certain part of money is given to bookies to organize betting. They don't get the whole sum of money, but just a part of it. Only fools like the innocent fools, people who are involved in this, are the ones who are into this kind of issues. The only thing that holds back here is how the things work out. Bookies, everyone knows how this works, so there nothing much I need to add over here. Once I have explained how this works out, now the only question I have here is, despite all this which was happening right under our nose, how is it that we all fell prey to it? The reason we all fell prey to it was because we believed what was shown and the way in which it was shown. And now, when angles are opening up, the only thing that matters here is how we execute it. I will come out in the open and put it across how, as in how it is. Take it or leave it. I will stop here, Bachchanji and Mitraji. It's already been 1.5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Deepti ji, while you're reading, to be very frank, if I'm sitting next to you, I'm giving you a glass of water. It's not easy. You are not drinking any water and reading all the way. It's like, I think it's about 1 hour plus of reading the slides. Yeah.
I would give the credit to my mom and aunt who made me, mug up when I was in school, sitting for hours together.
Oh, wow. Really, it's really a wow. Yeah, okay, Mitra, you have a question you wanted to ask her. Yeah.
Yes, Deepti ji, actually, whether, I mean, it was not my question again, it was like a question from a viewer. Whether Sushant has mentioned the date or time in his diary while he was
See,
writing, or like, yeah.
it's not a diary as in
Yeah.
you write a physical diary or something. It's a digital drive. He hasn't mentioned, but since it's a digital thing, we can find out. There are ways to find out when it was written exactly, initially, because as he says that it cannot be modified or it cannot be edited. So there will be only one date, the initial date when it was written. So it can be found out. But right now I have too much on my head, too many works, so I'm not able to devote time or resources to find that bit of the information as well.
uh, Actually, this itself, a great job. And like it's like you're showing through Sushant, you're showing so much, so many things, so many corruptions happening in India. It's not like one thing, it's so many things. Particularly, the youngsters are like very blindly following IPL. So we have to tell them, the youngsters, we have to wake them up. What's happening in IPL? See, actually, it's IPL. It's like a combo of many countries playing together, coming to India and then playing. When you blame Indians, okay, the people who are playing in IPL, it's not only the players. It's like a combo of many things, many associations, many business associations also included in that, and also people from abroad who are coming here to play. So no, not even one person had the heart to say what's happening, and all of them are corrupted. I feel
So
so bad.
not only that, Mitraji, see, during this pandemic time when everything was shut down,
Yes.
IPL happened in Dubai.
Mm. Yes. It's that necessary for the people.
Was that necessary?
So it's
If
just
it was
one
that
thing.
necessary, yeah, if it was that necessary, for whom was it necessary?
Yes.
Right.
Yes. So actually, in those days, like they will just shut the people. I mean, we had only one channel. Then later on, they brought many channels, many TVs, and people are like, they are not. They have to keep following the channels, and they are spending most of the time in the TVs and channels. And later on, they brought this IPL, and people during the summer they keep watching only the IPL. I mean, during the April, that time back of the IPL, they're doing lot many things, so many things.
Lot of things, and even during the IPL after-match parties, there is a lot of drug circulation and women trafficking, escorting going on. That's an open secret.
Yes,
I just want to tell one thing to the people, everyone around here, is that if by any chance anyone with a little bit of wisdom or common sense or logic will never ask this question, but to most of the people who are not concerned, who will say that what was his need to dig into all this, he could have enjoyed his life, he brought it. If they say that, then let me tell you one thing, that India with such a vast population, okay, the taxes that we are paying, okay, I will not talk about any other country, I will talk about India only. The taxes that we are paying is enough if utilized properly to give free education and free hospital services, free health services to the entire country. Free education and free health services to the entire country. The taxes that the Indians are paying is enough. But because of these scams, and these scams have people indulging in thousands of crores of scams and fleeing the country. And who is taking the burden of these scams, of these bad loans, of these NPS? It's us, the public.
true.
Look at the rate of the fuel now outside. But in India, it's still high. Despite the pandemic, it's still high. Why? We are bearing the burden of all this, money which has vanished. It's the common man. If still people think that this all don't matter, then let me tell you one thing. All these big people or handful of people who have become, let us take the example of, since Reliance name is mentioned in the slides, during the pandemic, the fortunes of Reliance rose, kept on rising. What is the logic? I mean, there was no business going on anywhere. The entire world was shut down. The economies were shut down. From where was Reliance going bigger and bigger in its, and Ambani was being declared as one of the richest and all. It was happening during the pandemic. I
Mm.
had, I, as a person with an average IQ, I just had one doubt. When the entire market is down, when everything is closed, when the economies were shut, how come the wealth of one company is increasing or some companies is increasing? That too during the pandemic. So SSR being intelligent, he too had the questions, and of course he could have chosen to toe the line and enjoy drugs, enjoy women, and lead a lavish life, get more movies. But he was a true human being. He is a true human being, a concerned citizen who has sacrificed his life. Not only he, Disha. there are other unsung heroes as well. Reading his slides, we come to know now why Disha met the fate that she met. Sandeep Nahar, Asif Basra, they were all his team, right? And Parveen Bhabhi, Sridevi ji, these all people wanted to expose. For whom? There was no compulsion on them. There was no compulsion on them to go against the tide and risk their lives and endanger themselves. They could have chosen to enjoy their lavish lifestyles. They have sacrificed it for us. And even after this, even after knowing all this, if we common people don't unite, and if we still stay silent, then even God can't save us.
Deepti ji, I
Yes.
have to interrupt here. I mean, Dhruv wants to come in. Are you okay with that?
Yes, please.
Okay.
And
Dhruv ji, I'll send you the link. Yeah,
one
go
more
on.
question, Deepti ji. Deepti ji, actually, a couple of days back, Disha's case has been, closed. Can you just throw some information if you would
No,
like to?
is it confirmed? Is it confirmed that it has been closed by the Mumbai police? Is it
That's what, like,
confirmed? I don't know.
I did.
There people are saying, but one thing is sure: even if the Mumbai police closes the
Yeah.
case, it had even closed. It had even tried to close Jia Khan's case. So, even if it declares the case as closed or something, once Sushant's case gets solved, Disha case will automatically open up
Okay.
because both are closely related. There have been incidents like after Disha's death, Sushant gave a statement. Now I too will be killed. So hardly a matter of few days between both the deaths, and now we are seeing the connection in the slides, right? So I'm
Yes.
sure that if Sushant gets justice, then Disha will get justice as well.
I mean, they should get. See soon.
She
Fingers
should.
crossed.
She should. She was a silent. She was a silent warrior. She was a strong. I mean, going by the slides, I see that she was one woman who, one unsung hero, and the kind of fate she met. Horrible people they are.
Yeah.
Horrible people they are.
I mean, as a woman, she took a lot of risks. I mean, we should give it to her, seriously.
And just imagine the kind of fate she met. I mean, are these? I mean, are these people real rakshas? I mean, how can they just do that to her?
Correct.
I mean, in a party of big people, she was raped and she was thrown off the balcony in nude.
Yes,
And
that's
her
really
only
sad.
fault, and her only fault was that she was giving out informations to Sushant. And we are okay with it. We will discuss it, we'll gossip about it, and then we'll forget it. Are we this shallow as human beings? If we are this shallow as human beings and we are not concerned about what is happening to others, then I will say whatever is in store for us, we deserve that.
It's heavy, after whatever you spoke. After listening to this, it's really, heart is so heavy.
I mean, Amita have raised why Disha's parents have not raised their voice because Amita, I mean, I can understand why the parents are not raising the voice. It could be some threat. They must have been told to shut their mouth, not to say anything. They must have been threatened. If they open their mouth, there could be some consequences. There could be a lot of reasons. Hi, Dhruvji.
Good
Hello,
evening, good
Dhruvji.
evening.
Good
Yeah,
evening,
good evening,
Dhruji.
Mitra ji. Good
Good
evening, Deepti
evening.
ji. Good
Namaste.
evening, Bachchan ji.
Good
Good
Yes.
evening,
evening,
Dhruv.
Dhruva.
Okay. So the basic thing why I came here today is because one thing what I understood during the course of this journey is that whatever happens at the end of the day, when truth stands out, there's nothing needed to stand with it because the experiences or whatever has happened, be it Sushant Singh, starting from Divya Bharti till recent Vijay Chitra as well. When the mass was awakened, it was that time some revolutions happened. It is very important. See, what happens is in the society today, whatever is thrown on us, we blindly believe it. Most 99% of the cases, we blindly believe it. But that doesn't mean that the common man doesn't have the capacity to judge. when we have successfully selected, voted, and have got respectful people to handle the particular designations they are handling, it becomes the moral responsibility of these people to live up to the role what they are playing. We are paying our taxes, we are doing everything what we can, but the only thing that we miss as individuals is asking questions. And so many times when some questions are tried to be asked, am I audible?
No, you're
Yeah, yeah.
not. Yeah, tell me.
Okay, am I audible now?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, so these people who ask the questions become the soft target, and then this game, this mental psychological game starts where each one points fingers at others. Now, let's take Sushant Singh Rajput's movement itself as an example. When it started, everyone was one family. Now, this one family has split into multiple families. I took a long break. I stopped going on my own channel. I took a big break and decided I will never come back. But I'm back today is because of Mitraji, you, Deepti ji, and certain people who made me realize that if I stop speaking when something right is happening, it is my loss, not the loss of the people who want to put me down.
True, true.
So the only request on your platform I want to make to everyone is a lot of trolling is happening, a lot of negativity is spreading. If you know at the bottom of your heart that what you are speaking is the truth, then that truth will protect you. Go ahead and speak it without having any tension or any concern about what people are going to think about it. Because I think Dipti ji herself told me the story, I'm not sure. There is a story of this frog trying to climb a tree.
Not tree, a mountain.
The a mountain, okay. So the frog tries to climb the mountain, and everyone below is trying to shout and tell the frog that you're getting dehydrated, you will die by the time you reach the top of the mountain. The
No, it's
frog
not like
reaches.
this. Dhruva, it's not like this. It's about frogs in a well. A group of frogs in a well. They decide to climb a mountain. Okay. And then when they start climbing the mountain, you start from there because only one reaches the top. And you can continue. You are a better storyteller than me. You can continue from here. Why is
So
it that?
the one frog which reached on the top of the mountain, when it comes back, people, matlab the local frogs around him ask, we were shouting and telling you, you will fall down and die, you will fall down and die, you will fall down and die. He says, that frog says, if someone is talking to me from a distance, I am sometimes deaf. So I thought you were motivating me, climb, climb, climb. That's how I reached the top of the mountain.
I have heard this story, but in a different way.
So it is very important that when negativity and trolls come on to us, right, we just need to turn deaf to them and move on.
See here the
Justice is
issue.
bound. No,
See here
justice
that
is bound. आप बताइए
no.
please go ahead.
Dhruvaji
Bachchan
and
ji.
everyone, and to everyone that who says that you continue with your noble work, do not respond to trolls, do not answer them back. Just want to tell one thing. Here, I am the one who is telling the truth. I mean, like, bring out what is in it, and I have to stand for myself as well because there is a lot of attempts, and we have the profiles of advocates, political spokesmen, and ex officers belonging to agencies, okay, retired from agencies, and if they spread misinformation for whatever agenda they have joined the movement for, instead of uniting the people, what we should do, we should all unite and put pressure on the CBI. Come on, file a charge sheet. Come on, come out with the reason of death. If instead of doing that, if people are giving different narratives and trying to pull one or the other warrior down, how are you helping the justice movement?
Yes, I agree with this, Deepti ji, because Dhruva ji, when Deepti ji came with the diary, digital diary, okay, being an SSRian, it's our work to tell Deepti ji, okay, Deepti ji, come, let's to be gathered, to united, and we will talk to the CBI. So everybody should have supported her, you know, rather suspecting or rather asking her so many questions. How many times they will keep asking her the same question? Instead, we should have gone, I mean, we should have united together, and any one or two representatives should have been with Deepti ji, and we have taken to this step, I mean, this step before. Okay, whatever she is doing now, she went to, I mean, CBI office, she went to NCB office. Someone should have accompanied her, you know, instead of suspecting, instead of asking, is this Sushant's diary? Is this so many
No,
questions?
Bitraj, here I gave a shout out to the advocates or someone who was, I don't want to give them much importance now by taking their names, but there was one advocate, Chandisha, and her, Vijay Salgaonkar, and her set of people who were, who were saying that I'm a fraud and they will file case against me, they will see me in prison and all for rotating false documents about Sridevi case and all. I'm still waiting for a complaint against me, but leaving that aside, I gave them a shout out to this spokesperson, a political spokesperson, Suresh Nakwa, and advocate Chandisha, that I'm coming to your city. Okay, let us go to CBI. Okay, if these drives are fake, you file a complaint there itself in the nearby police station. But if these are not fake, then let me decide what action to take on you. I gave them a call before going. They never accompanied me. And then later, when the likes of Dr. Bhupesh or followed by some other person, I also told them, since you say that you have helped agencies solve many crimes and all, kindly set up a meeting with them for the CBI. You also accompany me, me to that meeting so that the CBI, the authority or the agency, can validate whether these are true or not. But they chose to just make videos declaring them fake without even verifying the credentials. Or I don't want to talk behind anyone's back or gossip about them, but all I want to say is that, sir, you are respectable people. The people who are genuinely interested in Sushant's justice are very emotional. So kindly please do not play with their emotions. If you are in this campaign, use this campaign to unite people to roar louder, not to divide them to different narratives. Ultimately, we are all here for justice. And justice has only one path. There can be no other narratives. There is no doubt that we all believe that Sushant was murdered, was brutally murdered. Okay. So justice has only
Sushant
one
was
path, and
not
that,
exactly. Deepti ji, I'm sorry to cut you in between over here. Let me come. I will turn my cam on in some time. So, Sushant was not just murdered. Every Indian who had that dream, wherein if he stands against the wrong, he will get justice. The dream was murdered. That is why Sushant's death arose the common man. The dream the common man had, that if I stand up, if I have the capacity to speak, people will support me. That mission, that vision, that idea was murdered. And as Sushant Singh Rajput ji's favorite freedom fighter Subhash Chandra Bose ji said, you can kill the person, not the idea. The idea will multiply into multiple ideas. That is what is happening today. Sushant's dream, Sushant's idea, Sushant's vision has gone into each and every SSRian's brain. I'm just SSRian, not we will not use the word SSRian because every human being is an SSRian now. Sushant's
Okay.
dream has gone into every human's brain, and that is conspiring, that is transpiring, and that is shaping up into what we are seeing today.
no, no,
Like
no,
two
no, no.
years back,
No, Dhruva, let's not exaggerate things. We need to reach much more people. We need to reach more Indians. So that is where the
Hey,
roles of
Deepti, I will ask you a simple question. All the three panelists here. If 2 years back I would have said that Akshay Kumar's movie would be a big flop because people will boycott the movie, would anyone believe me?
well, that, yeah, before Sushant it was different, but yes, still we have to make effort to make this truth, Sushant's vision and his sacrifice, reach to. We still have people who are running after movies. We still have people who want to watch IPL, so the truth has not reached the people. Okay, this is why the mainstream media is acting, you know It has buried its head in the sand like the ostrich. Because whatever we are making videos since like months together, years, since 1 year this is going on. But if it had come in mainstream media, just one channel, everyone would have known and everyone would have joined. That is why this is not being covered in the mainstream media, because it is sold. Mainstream media is sold. It is not acting. It is not acting like the fourth pillar of democracy. It is acting like the, what do you say, the paid mouthpiece of its funders, whatever narratives they want to set. And they are very intelligent people. The evil, they are not some stupids. They are very intelligent people. That is the reason they first attacked the media and they owned it. Not only here, all over the world.
Yeah, that they know where to attack, you see, because the media is the
Exactly.
main influencer here. Yeah.
People should not get united. They know the only way they can get defeated, despite all their wealth, all their power, is if the common people get united. So this, they will not let it happen. And this is why I keep saying that people like Meena ji, Bachchan ji, Mitra ji, who place things unbiased on their platforms, who present things, truths that are hidden, they play a very major role in taking this truth to each and every citizen of the India. The day every person comes out on roads and say, we want justice for Sushant, till we get justice for this person at least, no movie will run in the hall. No, we will not accept it. Something, there has to be a revolution, because one or two people rising up, they can be silenced. And let me tell you one thing here, Dhruvaji, you also, if Sushant had come out and told this when he was alive, with just first sentence, a lot of trolling would have followed him as well. A lot of blind articles would have been posted on him as well.
Exactly.
And people would not have believed him if he had told all this when he was alive. Firstly, he wouldn't have been given a chance to tell all this. Before that, he would have been attacked. Already his image was attacked with that Me Too controversy and all. So, unfortunately, humans are such that regret makes a bigger impact than support or trust.
Actually, you're right, Deepti ji. Because if he's alive and he's coming out and speaking certain things, one living good example is you are coming out fighting for his justice, and you got these diaries and you're actually sharing it, and you are being trolled. Similarly, Sushant Singh would have been trolled. Okay?
Yes,
Yes,
But
tomorrow if
a lot of
actually,
something,
people.
tomorrow if
uh,
something happens to me, tomorrow if something, God forbid, if something happens to me after having all this stuff, then I'm sure everyone will unite shouting justice for Deepti, justice for Deepti.
Nothing will happen
Okay.
to you, Deepti ji.
No,
God
no,
bless you.
no,
no,
she's telling an
I'm
example.
just
Yeah,
telling,
I
I'm
know,
giving
I
an
know, I know.
example.
no,
I'm just giving
I
an
know.
example.
Yeah.
hello,
No, we
Dhruvaji.
have this discussion like almost daily. Me and
Dhruvaji,
Deepti
you
ji,
please
almost
continue.
whenever we.
Dhruvaji, you
Two
please
minutes, I'm
continue.
done. I'm
It's
leaving.
almost been, yeah.
So we almost have this discussion daily. What Deepti ji says over here is, if my death can make 10 people speak, or if my death can awaken people, then I'm ready to die. This is the biggest mistake what warriors do. If my death can raise people's voice. And Deepti ji has another statement as well. I don't want to die, but I want to live to make sure that people raise voice. This is actually what warriors should do, Bachanji. Like, we should always ensure that we live in order that the good, what do you say, the good multiplies, the good goes ahead, the good goes from one mouth to another. Because in one of the drives I was reading on Twitter, which like Deepti ji had shared, it becomes very important that the information that is shared in the right way. Anyone can share any information, but the information which is shared, unless it is shared in the right way, there is no ways justice would be done to that particular piece of information which is coming out. And the way maybe you, maybe Mitraji is doing a fantastic job. Without Deepti ji itself, she and Vijay Bhai is going on with it every day. You were getting Deepti ji and making her read it. Meena ji, another fantastic. What do you say? Another strong character female is doing it with Deepti ji, and so many people are doing it. Even CBI had given some positive response around it, and there was like that image which was created that CBI doesn't cooperate. CBI doesn't cooperate. What are the reasons CBI doesn't cooperate? It was clear when we went to Delhi and tried and verified it out. There were some people who claimed themselves as SSRians, and it came from the other side that these people actually were trying to get in touch with either Deepti ji or me to try and ensure what our course of action was. Be it SSRians, be it normal humans. I will not name anyone here because I personally believe that not neither YouTube, neither Twitter is a courtroom or an investigation room wherein we need to answer questions. But simple, straightforward things are like people, if you cannot stand for the truth or if you cannot raise a voice for the truth, at least don't speak against it. Forget about the truth. Anything what anyone brings it out. If you don't have that capacity to raise your voice, at least don't counter someone who is raising his voice. There is one very good saying in South Indian language, Kannada, Gumpanal Govinda, which means in a group everyone will shout Govinda. But the person who shouts Govinda individually, that is the person who needs to be respected. Farmers protest. There was a lot of myths. There was a lot of, what do you say?
Dhruva,
There was a lot of.
that will be another topic again now, and it will go on and on. You just said 2 minutes,
1 minute,
okay? And
I'll
it's,
finish it, madam.
no,
I
no,
told you
listen,
two
it's
minutes. I'm
already
done with a minute. Another minute left.
your minute. Which planet?
Dhruv, your 1 minute have to be 1 minute, Dhruv.
It's
Yes,
already two
just a
hours.
minute, ma'am. Simple minute. So, farmers protest also, there was a lot of myths and there was a lot of wrong things like farmers children are dressed in shoes eating pizza, etc., etc. But in that trip of Delhi, we realized that actually what the media wanted to show us was not even close to the truth.
Dhruva, I don't want to talk on
Was
this
not
topic
even
right
close
now.
to
Yeah.
the truth.
Okay,
Listen, we
Dhruv.
are deviating here.
Yeah,
We are
deviating from the
deviating
topic.
here.
Yeah, but
And just now
this.
you said that whatever anything, if anything has to be presented, it has to be presented in the right way. So please let us not. You are talking about something which is another issue. So let us devote time to it. If you want to talk about it, kindly make a show about it. But let us not talk about it in one sentence or
I
two
am
sentences
done
which
with
can be
making shows,
misunderstood.
man. I'm done with making shows.
Okay,
Seeing
okay.
you in the last 1 week, going on Mitraji's channel, going on Bachanji's channel, coming on Meenaji's channel, I couldn't hold myself back. I'll go again into my shell for 2-3 weeks. I'll come after 2-3 weeks now.
Dhruv,
Okay.
Dhruv, thank you for coming
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
live
you.
Thank
and
you. Thank
sharing
you,
your points.
Mitraji.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much,
Deepti
Dhruv.
ji. Thank you,
Thank you,
Bachanji.
thank
Have a
you.
great day.
You
Thank
too,
you.
you
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
too.
Dhruv.
Dhruva.
You too, Ji. Thank you.
Dipti ji, before you go off, I just wanted to say yes, thank you so much. There's one part I have to highlight that the more we get to hear what's written in Sushant Diary, the more love we have for him because we can see how much you have been fighting for justice, to expose, for the good of humanity. And seriously, to hear that you have been beaten up, I mean, physically, they have abused him, which is really, really very pain for us. He will get justice. I strongly believe in that. And thank you, because you're a main person here to sharing a lot of things. Because there's a lot of doubts we all had. Why was Sushant killed? What was the reason that he have been taken off? What are a lot of secrets that he knows that he wanted to expose, and what he wanted to expose in the month of August. A lot of things are coming out by the time. I think it's about 1 year after he left us. Past few months, you've been sharing all his videos, so all his diary content. So somehow or other, he have achieved what he wanted to do through you, Dipti ji. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope so. But it has to reach many more people, Bachanji and Mitraji.
It
The
will reach.
videos that,
It will reach, Ji.
yes,
Don't worry. It will reach. Definitely.
it should.
And you're not given only Sushant Singh Rajput's diary. You're given his dream. You're given his awareness. You're given his
Vision.
thoughts and advice to the people. So it will definitely, it will reach. It is.
I do believe that I mean, now is the time, as you said, the reverse timing has started and the downfall of the evil has started. I too believe it's the time for that. So we are all in it together. Let's continue what we are doing, standing by the truth. People keep saying, I keep reading comments like, she's so brave, she's. See, it doesn't take much to, you just have to stand by the truth. And of course, it is risky and all. But then when people are together and when I believe that if I am here, if I have a role to play in this is a circle, this is a movement, this is not a one person, or this is not something one person can take credit for. A lot of sacrifices has been made. I have come at a later time to play a small part in taking this truth in front of the people. You people have a larger part to make it reach to the masses. Okay, and then the actual revolution will start for the change that is needed. Right?
Because actually, whatever you're sharing is actually putting you at risk. So please be safe, and of course, we all will pray for your safety too.
Yes, sure.
I do it. I do it every day. all of us doing it every day. So please take care of yourself. Thank you so much, Bachanji. Thank you so much for bringing her here always.
Yeah. Mitra, is there anything you wanted to ask? Because you have been covering this story in Tamil. I mean, this diary contents. Is there something you want
No,
to ask?
actually, myself and Vijayji, I mean, we don't have any questions or any doubts. Like we are really, we feel it is like an advice he's giving us to daily, every day is giving us some advice. Because we're reading almost 3 days in a week. So we feel like, yeah, it's like a day-to-day advices is giving. When you just remove the calendar, you can just read a daily quotes. I feel like it is like that.
Yeah.
So I have no doubts on it.
Apart from the exposures, whatever musings or thoughts he has written, they are so inspiring, and actually teaches a lot. Teaches a lot on how to tackle, daily life as well, how to be strong as a person and all. So he was a great human being, and it's a big loss to humanity. Actually, I was not following him much before his death or something. I was after 2018 when Sridevi died. I totally, I mean. I came to know about the real face then itself. It's people who are coming to know now after Sushant's death. So I stopped watching Hindi movies as such, and I was not following much. But after learning about whatever his thought process, his vision, and everything, I am in awe of him. And now I am feeling what a loss. I mean, how could I not know that such a person was in the industry when I was investigating Sridevi's death? How could I miss that?
Definitely. Yeah. And he was also talking about your team, the one who was investigating about Sridevi's. Yes. So that was really touching, It reached the right person. Whatever Sushant's work, it has reached right person. That's what, the positive energy is like circulating there.
I guess it meant to reach her.
And these people seem so chaotic and all that whatever they do make news, but whatever makes news is so planned. Not a single word, anyone from even a loudmouth like Rakhi Sawant or someone who show themselves to be, loudmouth, not even a single person has come out and told a thing. They all know. But they are so closely knit and trying to save each other and trying to save their bread and butter that they can keep a secret.
Yes, exactly. Now we can able to see the real faces coming, everyone's real face.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. Karma is boomerang.
I hope karma catches up soon.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, Deepti, sorry, like almost 2 hours. Thank you for being on the show for 2 hours. You really need a drink, to be very frank. Yeah. I wish I could try, fly there and meet you one day. We could have a lunch and, good dinner. It's really nice knowing you and would really want to come and meet you personally. Yeah.
Yeah, let's hope that we see some positive developments in Sushant's justice and then we come together to celebrate whatever roles we have celebrated.
Sorry, I was telling Deepti ma'am that I dreamt her, she was like giving some interview after getting justice, but I said like I don't know which one we got first, but I was like I was dreaming. I mean, it was like on my dream she was giving some interview that what and all she has executed while in this travel. So hope it will come come soon. The dream should
Now,
come soon.
whatever dream you saw, after that, I got to hear of some things. If your dream has to come true, then that means it will be for Sridevi only. Because as I keep saying, though people don't know much about it, Sridevi's case is in a much, much, much better position than Sushant's case is right now.
Super,
Oh,
very
that's
good,
good. Yeah.
very good. Happy to
Well,
know
that's
that.
good news,
So
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, good news that her case is in a good position
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
Okay, Bachchanji, it's been too long. So let
Yeah.
us call it a day now.
Yes, we
Thank you,
shall.
Mitaji, and thank you, Bachchanji. It's always a
Thank you.
pleasure. And yeah, please keep smiling, Mitaji. You have a lovely smile. And Bachchanji, keep rocking as usual. We'll meet again
Thank you.
soon.
thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Deepti
Thank
ji.
you so much.
Thank
Have a
you.
beautiful,
Have a good
beautiful,
night.
wonderful weekend.
Yeah.
Both
You
of
too.
Thank
you.
you.
Bye
Good
bye.
night.
Bye.
Bye, Deepti ji. Bye bye. Mitra, before you
பச்சன்ஜி
leave,
உங்களுக்கு ரொம்ப டைம் ஆயிடுச்சுன்னு நினைக்கிறேன்ல
இல்ல, for
கூட்டம்
me it's okay. For me it's okay. I can speak, no
ஓகே
problem. Seriously, I actually wanted to tell you that you're doing a good job because you're sharing. It's like 3 times a week in தமிழ்ல சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கீங்க. ஏன்னா ஸோ அதனால உங்களுக்கு நிச்சயமா நன்றி சொல்லி ஆகணும், பாராட்டியே ஆகணும்
எல்லாம்
உங்களுடைய
இட்ஸ் பிகாஸ் ஆஃப் யூ தேங்க்யூ ஸோ
oh
மச்
no, not because of it. It's all because of your
யா
effort
இட்
and
exactly but but people has to know எல்லாமே தெரியட்டுமே we will be transparent like it's because of Bachanji. I don't know because of Sushant, because of Bachanji, because of
Deepti ji சொல்லுங்க,
our
Deepti
Deepti
ji
ji.
தான்.
Yeah, she's the main. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm really blessed to to be a part of your team. Thanks a lot. நீங்களும் ரொம்ப நல்ல beautiful work, whatever you do, because I know Bachanji is very busy. Everybody is asking me
Yeah.
where you work. They'll come to my channel, they will ask me,
Yeah.
where is Bachanji, why she's not coming,
Actually, Enna
but she's
Mitra,
really
because
busy.
I have more than one job to handle because there's another project I'm doing now, so keeping me very busy. So one thing I do not want to stop is actually speaking for Sushant. So எப்படியாவது somehow or other I get deeply on the show to at least cover that. In fact, இடையில the Taliban or the issue போயிட்டு I even watched a video. I was thinking, oh gosh, I really wanted to speak about this story and I couldn't even cover. But as I said, God created woman, God created men, God also created, I mean, transgender is one of them. All of them have their own, all of them have freedom. God never say that in the gender, woman got no freedom, woman have to live like a slave life. I mean, God did not say that. So who is actually saying it? So this is a thing that's running in my head due to the recent Taliban issue that women have no rights and all that. So hope those allies down there who helped the US, during
See
the
now,
time there.
actually, so true. Now, see you can see some slight changes now. Initially, we
Yeah,
thought like there is no one to help. Afghanistan people, but now something is like we could see the change. Now, US is trying to
yeah,
do something. Yeah, so
yeah,
that's how like it's
yeah.
all our prayers.
Yes, I
Definitely,
mean it's
prayers are.
also got to do with a lot of pressure because a lot of people are voicing out already. You know, how come they left the country and left the allies behind? Because the allies going to be tortured because they have been helping the U.S. government for past 20 years. So and but I it's sad. Hopefully this it's very sad. அவங்க ஓடுனவ தான் அந்த ஏர்போர்ட்ல வந்து the way they are holding on to the aircraft. One of the youth team footballer died, and women have no can't have education. Women can't have career. Women can't go out. Women have been fully covered. Women need, all these things is like, did God actually say this? கடவுளா சொன்னாரு நீ பெண்ணா இருந்தா உனக்கு இந்த மாதிரின்னு. Of course the Taliban are following the Sharia law, but the question is, what law? Who wrote this
In this
law?
scenario, too much. This is too much. Actually,
Yeah.
Bachanji, பாத்தீங்கன்னா இப்போ recent-ஆ வந்து they have abducted some females and some childrens also.
Oh,
Oh
okay,
yeah,
okay,
that's really that recent news. I think
okay.
today morning I saw that. அதுக்கப்புறம் yesterday there was a bomb blast, and they two
Yeah,
times.
near Kabul area.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
correct. Yeah, so
yeah,
and
our
they're marching
prayers.
towards. I forgot the place name. They're marching towards fighting for that
In this
Malay
Panjshir,
area. Yes,
Panjshir.
yes. I hope
Yeah,
they win against Taliban. Really,
yeah.
really hope so.
Yes,
Yeah,
please மக்களே எல்லாம் pray for they
the
have to
people
win,
there. Yes,
yeah,
yes, yes.
the alliance
Yeah,
Panjshir people has to
yeah.
win. Yes, so you're
Okay.
looking so beautiful with this red attire. I was like அப்பல இருந்தே நான்
Dipti
பார்த்துட்டே
ji
இருந்தேன் சொல்லுங்க
வந்தோட அதே தான் சொன்னாங்க. நினைக்கிறேன் நீங்க
அப்படியா
லைட்டிங் போட்டனால வேற மாதிரி இருக்குன்னு நினைக்கிறேன்.
இல்ல நான் ஸ்டார்டிங்ல நான் பார்க்கல. கொஞ்சம் வெளியில போயிட்டதுக்கு அப்புறமா ஓடி ஓடி வந்தேன் நான். வந்ததுக்கு
Okay,
அப்புறமா
okay.
ஐ தாட் லைக் வஜன்ஜி ரெட் கலர் செம்மையா இருக்காங்க. சொல்லணும்னு நினைச்சிட்டே இருந்தேன். பட் ஓகே முடியட்டும்
I just
முடியட்டும்
told
அப்படின்னு
her
சொல்லிட்டு.
it's camera trick. Okay, anyway, Mitra, actually there was also another message that popped out. No, I missed this session. No, can I know about this Sushant's diaries? I don't have Twitter account, so if you want to hear it, you can actually join Mitra's. I mean, I forgot who wrote it, but whoever wrote it, one of the viewers, you can actually go to Mitra's channel. She have been covering like every week 3 videos. So whatever that you want to hear, know that is written in Twitter is all in her videos. So you can actually, yeah, subscribe to Mitra ji. And Mitra ji, your vlog rocks, and I guess Norway is beautiful.
தேங்க்யூ so much. தேங்க்ஸ் a
நல்லா
lot.
சாப்பிடுங்க, நல்லா சாப்பிடுங்க.
சீக்கிரம் நாங்க சிங்கப்பூர் வரோம். நல்லா
வாங்க,
சாப்பிடுங்க.
வாங்க, வாங்க, வாங்க.
சிங்கப்பூர் ஒரு vlog பண்றோம்.
Okay, can no problem. Please come and visit me. We shall, hang out.
தேங்க்யூ.
Yeah.
ஆக்சுவலா நீங்க சொன்னீங்களா திப்தி மேம் கிட்ட இந்த மாதிரி வந்து நம்ம மீட் பண்ணணும். அது மாதிரி இன்னைக்கு மார்னிங் தான் நான் சொன்னேன். நீங்க சொல்லும்போது எனக்கு அதான் ஞாபகம் வந்தது. ஸோ
Okay, okay. Yeah,
எல்லாமே
yeah.
நடக்கும் சீக்கிரமா. நல்லபடியா எல்லாமே ஜஸ்டிஸ் கிடைச்சு எல்லாரும் மீட் பண்ணணும்.
Yeah, yes. When we meet, hope you'll be with good, with good news and all that. Yes.
எஸ் டெஃபினெட்லி.
Celebrate. Okay.
எஸ்.
Thank you. Thank you so much,
தேங்க்யூ
Mitra
ஸோ
ji.
மச். தேங்க்யூ ஸோ மச். யூ ஹாவ் அ பியூட்டிஃபுல் வீக்கெண்ட். அண்ட்
Yes,
உங்களும்
same to
உடம்பு
you.
பார்த்துக்கோங்க. ரொம்ப ஒர்க்கால இருக்கு.
Oh, yeah, too much. Yeah.
ஆமா. ஸோ நீங்களும் பார்த்துக்கோங்க. ஓகேங்களா?
Okay, okay.
Bye,
Take
Bachanji.
care. Take care.
And thanks
Good
for
night. Good night, Mitra ji.
your viewers and my viewers, our viewers. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
It's our
Thank
family.
you.
Thank you so much. Good night.
Thank you. Good night. Good night. Good night. Bye. Okay, thank you so much for joining me. We'll be back with another video. Yes, Sushant வந்து justice கிடைத்தே ஆகணும். யார் யாரெல்லாம் சுஷாந்த் அநியாயம் செஞ்சாங்களோ அவங்களுக்கு தண்டனை கிடைத்தே ஆகணும். Sorry, this part I would actually say it in Tamil. So good night, everyone. Hope Sushant get justice, and whoever who have done wrong to Sushant will definitely get punished. With that note, I will take my leave. Good night. Have a great weekend. Bye bye.